Heard it through the mountains.
Oh, heard it through the mountains.
No. Heard it through the mountains.
Heard it through the mountains.
Heard it through the mountains.
Somebody heard it through the mountains.
You feel me? This is Casimir, Kazi, Nemo, 1/3 of Heard It Through the Mountains. I'm with the legendary DoItAll from Lords of the Underground.
Peace, bro.
Peace, bro. You
Heard
know,
it through
you
the
know.
mountains. That's a dope name, man.
Appreciate you. You know, everybody say Heard It Through the Grapevine, but ain't no grapevine out here. We got mountains, you feel me? So like growing up, you know, I told you the story yesterday. Like every time I cut my PlayStation 2 on and go play NBA Street Volume 2, that Chief Rocka come on and like, what was the experience like of being part of, because they say to this day that's the best song off the game. I agree that it's the best song off the game.
You know what too, man? Putting music to gaming consoles is different than when we did that one, right? Like we got a big check off of that one. And we didn't know how big it was going to be. We just got paid for a placement of our song. And then as generations started to get older and millions of people bought the gaming console and the game, you know, people would say the same thing that you said. They would see us in different states and cities and say, that song was my song because they played the game. And it's an attestment to how gaming consoles has invaded everyone's homes too. And it shows the cross-collateralization of music and gaming consoles and the gaming culture mixed with the music culture, mixed with sports culture.
Right.
You know, so it was just unbelievable to see hip-hop travel that far.
No, for sure. Like I said, even with the first NBA Street, like you said, you couldn't have had that game or those games without the music, even with now 2K and stuff like that. And coming from where you come from, like, did you ever see yourself where you at right now? Like, you feel me? I've heard the stories of Newark. I've heard the stories of Patterson. Like, I know New Jersey's history. Did you ever think you would be right here where you are?
I don't think so. You know, like we all have a destination that we plan on getting to, right? But I will say that, you know, I look at destinations and I look at it like they say life is like a highway, right? So that on that highway of life, you might want to get over to this destination, but your vehicle has two headlights, which is your eyes, which is the sight, and it sees about 200 feet in front of you. That's when you're not moving. You know, you start moving again, you see another 200 feet. You start moving again, you see another 200 feet. And the more you move, the more you see. So you start to see on-ramps and off-ramps that you couldn't see in the distance. You start to see things that you didn't know you would be interested in. So you get off and you gather more information, you gather knowledge, you get back on the highway. It doesn't mean that you won't get to your destination, but you're still traveling to your destination. You're still journeying towards your destination. But now you have picked up these attractions to things that you didn't know you would be attracted to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you ask, did I ever think I would be here? Yes, I always thought, you know, my destination was greatness, but I didn't know where I will be, how I will end up, you know. So, you know, my journey is continuous. You know, I'm trying to be great at everything that I do, every place that I go, but not only be great, leave the knowledge of that greatness in the places that I've once visited.
Facts. And for those that don't know, like, I read and I saw back in 2018 where you didn't win, and then you came back and you won. Was it to take that loss back in 2018 and then just gather everything you needed and come back? I'm talking about the election as well, for those who don't know, and to come back in 2020 and run again and then end up winning.
Well, I mean, you know, losing in 2018 wasn't a loss to me. You know, I learned so much. So that L that I took stand for learning for me. You know, I met so many great people and I put people on notice that I wasn't gonna stop, that I was coming to make a difference. And we did that. I learned so much. I met so many different people. I've gained so many supporters. So we continued, we stayed the course, and the next time we won.
Facts. Back to like artistry, for any like upcoming artists, you know, anybody who wants to be where y'all are, because, you know, when you hear the name Lords of the Underground, you going, you know, think the funk, you going to think history, like, you know, within hip hop embedded. What would you tell someone who's going to do the same thing that you all did?
You know, everybody has their own personal journey. You know, so when I like once again, that highway of life, some people get flat tires, some people windshield wipers don't work,
Right.
you know, some people hit potholes. So everybody's journey is different, even though they have a similar destination or the same destination. So I would just tell people that you are who you are and where you are because of you. The way you learn something is the way you teach it. The way you learn something is the way you apply it to your life. So keep getting the knowledge, keep acquiring, learning from others, utilizing others' experiences to put towards your own, to further your experiences. I give you an example. Back in the day, before 50 Cent became 50, I believe I saw him somewhere. It might have been Jam Master Jay Studio or somewhere. And I think he said something like, how I get that Chief Rocka money, or you know, how I sell records like Chief Rocka. And I said, I can't tell you my blueprint because we only sold 1 million records. If I tell you my blueprint, you're only gonna sell 1 million records. 50 Cent went on to sell, what, 15 million records? So my point is, don't follow my blueprint. You can utilize it as a measuring stick. You can utilize it as a marker, but don't depend on that.
Right.
Because you might become greater than I ever was, you know? So just utilize the markers to better your best.
For sure. With hip hop being 50, you know, we all grew up in it. I'm 27, you what, 50, in your 50s, you know, so I was there half the time, you was there basically the whole time. Where you see hip hop in the next 5-6 years?
Man, well, it's $1 billion industry. Hip hop is $1 billion industry. I would like to see hip hop get more political. I would like to see hip hop start to invade areas that they have never been in. I am the first platinum selling hip hop artist to ever win an elected official seat. That's the first time in the United States of America. Shine, Barrow is the first in the world. So I would love to see people do more things like that. Not necessarily politics, but to invade spaces that are not common for people who do hip hop.
For sure. Last question, I gotta bring it up. Like, when you hear the word funk, you know, like, what does that mean to you? And do you think that music nowadays, hip hop, is lacking the funk?
I think funk is a way of life, just like hip hop is. You know, like even when Mr. Funky out of my group, Lords of the Underground, said, I live with the funk, I die with the funk, I eat with the funk, I talk with the funk. That means that he's living a way of life, you know? And hip hop is a way of life, and funk is just a way to express it, you know? Just like they say trap. Trap is a way that they express a form of hip hop, the culture of hip hop. Funk is the way that we expressed it. Funk is the way that we expressed it. Funk is a way that Redman expressed it. Funk is a way that Snoop expressed it. So funk is just an expression of hip hop. It's an expression of music. It's an expression of the culture. Funk has been here for a long time before hip hop. So it is an expression of a style, of a gift, of a feeling.
For sure. That was Heard It Through the Mountains with the legendary DoItAll himself. And like I said, if you ain't heard it through the mountains, you ain't really heard it at all.
Right. Head through the mountains, man, because if you ain't on mountaintop, I don't know what top you on. We on the top, man. Dub V, Charleston. Hear that up top, you know what I mean? Get your top blown.
Facts, you heard me. From Newark to Charleston, man.